18 minutes to 9, that point in the programme now where the three of us take a little look around the news for maybe one or two lighter stories. Alex, would you like to begin this morning?
I sure can, but I don't know if I can be bothered, and that's because my story is about laziness this morning. That's really badly done, wasn't it? This is the world's laziest teenagers have been sort of revealed at this big study, and apparently only 7% of children in South Korea are active for an hour a day, while teens in the US are the fourth most active. Where do you think the UK ranks?
Middling, I reckon.
29th.
All right.
Okay.
So not great.
No, it's not really,
So
is it?
the most inactive, as I say, was 94% of South Korean children were inactive. 79.9, so nearly 80% of teenagers in the UK are said as children getting insufficient exercise. This is, I don't know, it's quite a weird spread, really. It's all over the world. Massive countries not even in the sort of top 10. Name some others that you might think might be in the top 10.
France, maybe.
Nope, not there.
Australia?
Yes, 89%. So they were actually more inactive than us. It surprised me more because Australia is such a warm country. You'd think you'd be out and about and exploring
Maybe
the
it's too
beaches
warm.
and it's beautiful. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you think, but maybe that's it. Maybe it's too warm
Yeah.
for a lot of the year. I mean, it's this sort of ongoing thing, isn't it, about youngsters particularly being encouraged to go out and about and do exercise. And as we always say, here on the island, you know, we have so much to offer. There's no great excuse, really.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you're on beaches or whatever, you'd expect to be out and about, but that's not the case, is it, sadly? And I think what surprised me more is that the USA beats us by nearly 8% as being the more active, 8% more active than us. You wouldn't think so, considering the obesity focus that seems to be around the US. So some interesting findings, anyway, from that study. So fairly interesting, I thought, anyway.
I will jump in with a story about The Crown, because I haven't mentioned it all week, The Crown. You know, it was released on Sunday, the third
I was
season.
very aware of that.
You might have just been, yes. And 5 days on, still haven't seen a single second of the new
Really?
I'm
series.
very surprised by this. I thought you'd have binged the lot
Yeah,
by
in
now.
a day.
Well, there's a bit of a problem in the fact the other half has been out every single night since Sunday. So Muggins here has had to sit there watching anything but The Crown because I'd be in big trouble. People have said you could sneakily watch it on another Netflix profile. But you know what had happened? I'd say, oh, Olivia Colman's great in this scene. I hear. I'm told. So I haven't seen a single second of the new series, but it's rumoured this morning Imelda Staunton will replace Olivia Colman as the Queen in series 5 and 6, because they always said right from the beginning, the producers, 6 series with 3 different casts, 2 seasons apiece. Olivia Colman's just started, but already Imelda Staunton, according to the Daily Mail, is being touted as the new Her Majesty. What do you think, Imelda as the Queen? Would you do a good job?
I don't know. I'm such a big fan of Olivia Colman. I would be sad to see her go, but then Imelda Staunton's a fantastic actress as well. They're both sort of, what they're called, national treasures of Britain, aren't they?
I think for an older version of the Queen, I think Imelda Staunton a good choice.
Yeah.
She's just been in A Confession on ITV, the drama with Martin Freeman playing the detective, and she was absolutely stunning. I mean, genuinely one of the best performances. There was one scene, if you saw A Confession, you'll know which scene I mean. That would reduce anyone watching to tears. She was just so powerful, Imelda, in that. So I can see her as royalty, acting royalty. Get her in there in the palace, I think. So, yeah, heard it here first on Manx Radio. A long way to go, I think, until we get to series 5 and 6, because I don't know if they've even started shooting series 4 yet. But this weekend, tomorrow night, by the way, that's set aside for The Crown. We're going to try and knock off 4 of the 10 episodes.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
Busy weekend.
That's the plan. And Sean, finally.
Well, we've been talking a little bit this morning about the Christmas lights switch on in Douglas, and I think it's safe to say the lights that we've got in Douglas are quite traditional, quite standard, nothing too outrageous in there. Well, that's not the case in Alton Town in Hampshire, where they have spent £20,000 this year on a giant earmuff-wearing marmot on skis, which they've nicknamed Marmite because that is the reception he has been getting. Some people think it's a bit different and more interesting. Some of the comments it's attracted on the council's Facebook page, though, I just don't understand. It has no relevance to Christmas. It's embarrassing and just plain ugly.
It does seem bizarre. Is that a picture? Can I have
That is a
look?
picture.
This is great for radio,
It
isn't
is. We can always put a link to this on Facebook.
We
so
will, and if you hold it up to the camera as well,
yeah,
because
that's
we'll
true.
post the video of this. So
It looks like a dog.
It does. I think that's the earmuffs that are making it look a bit
But from a
dog-like.
distance, it looked like a sad clown. So it's hard to know.
I mean, there's a reasonable sort of cuteness to it, but I've been to Alton a few times, beautiful part of the world, but obviously being a little bit outrageous. I have to say, I'm a stickler for lovely, bright, colourful. I like warm white bulbs, but colourful Christmas bulbs for me.
Yeah, I like a red and gold sort of scheme. Usually, the really warm, rich colours. I think.
Nothing too overly busy, I think, for me. You go with sort of one theme, stick with that, don't try and do everything all at once.
There you go. So if you're putting your deckies up over the next week or so, there's some design advice from us here.